Hello, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Today, we are talking about the power of gratitude with Dr. Marilyn Atkinson. And here we are. Hello, Marilyn. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So, everybody, as always, in the very beginning, I would love to know where you're joining us from. So, we have Vancouver, that is represented by Marilyn. We have Nairobi, Kenya, where I have the pleasure of residing right now. And where are you joining us from? Erickson is a global community. We have graduates from oof, 80 countries, something along those lines. So, yeah, all around the globe. Um, and we always love to hear from every single one of you. So let us know. Marilyn, so it's November already. Time flies. And November is, in at least in the Northern Hemisphere, associated with gratitude. And if, as a proud European, I might add, not just since you folks over there came up with Thanksgiving, but for much, much longer than that. Um, Already, the Greeks, the Romans had very similar celebrations when the harvest was secure, and when the favor of the gods was needed in order to survive the long upcoming winter. So it's quite a tradition, quite a big part of our lives. Yeah, and so Marilyn, just to start things off, what are you thankful for this year right now?
Well, our tradition of thankfulness has to do with abundance. And it's a wonderful thing in any community to be able to say, I've got plenty, I can give things away, and feel the heart connection to that quality of, yes, life is good to me. It's given me a lot. And abundance is a big part of the way in which we work with coaching too. We're working with people discovering they've got abundant resources, abilities, more than they think. And the end of every coaching session brings out a little bit of that celebration. Hey, wow, look at what we got here today. So, what am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful for gratitude, frankly, because it adds so much to life. Uh, the more we have the gratitude mindset, the deeper and better our coaching work goes, the deeper and better our connection to others goes, the easier to see them, to appreciate them, and to make a difference in their life.
Why is that the case? Just to ask the tough question right away. Why is gratitude so beneficial? There has been research nowadays on it in the vein of positive psychology, and it's not just a thing anymore where it's kind of your grandmother's advice of please be thankful for what you have. Please eat your peas because they're starving in Africa or something like that. Um, what do we know nowadays about why gratitude is so beneficial to us?
Okay. It's a great question because you pointed to, I call it brain research, which is pretty interesting. We could go with, I could spend at least an hour talking about the brain research on gratitude. But if we took the brain research, which is absolutely definitive, and looked at how that connects to mind, who we are as we explore and experience some of these things, as soon as we ask the question, what are we grateful for? We take a position we call coach position. We overview our day, our moments, our life, and we overview from a particular perspective, which shows us what I call the hero's journey, the way in which our life is unfolding with new elements, of course, but that are part of the learning and discovery we're making moment by moment and day by day, so that we're on this journey of self-discovery. So coach position about appreciation brings up all of that.
Yeah, okay. So what the first thing that comes to mind for me there is one of the core tenets of coaching, at least solution focused coaching, like we practice it, is that we want to mostly look forward, right? We think that you get more of what you pay attention to. So you don't pay attention to the problem, you pay attention to the solution, the life that you want to create for yourself. You have a wonderful quote that says, "You are the future that you're stepping into." So how does that fit together with looking backwards in gratitude?
Huh. Well, I think I started that conversation a moment ago with my answer. We need coach position on the whole journey. And it's very difficult to look at the future without seeing how that is actually growing certain skills or certain competencies, or and with that, the competency of being present to what life offers us. Now, that means that we don't want to leave behind what happened in the past, even our stressors. We can ask vital questions like, what am I learning from this? What have I discovered through having this particular series of experiences? And that allows us to overview our life and be grateful for even the stressors. Now, immediately, as soon as we do that, we get all sorts of benefits in terms of brain connection and ability connection that allows us to really think futures more effectively.
You're tapping into something, dare I say, ancient there. That is touching on the Stoic philosophy, Stoicism, Cicero, Mark Aurel, these guys, where it's what are the gods trying to teach me? What is this supposed to prepare me for? How can I pay this forward? Who am I becoming by going through these trials and tribulations? And what good can I do as a result of that? So what does, you're saying that it creates connections in the brain. So what, give us a little more, juice, a little more juicy bits on what does the modern research say about the benefits of this ancient technique?
Well, we could speak briefly about the midbrain and the habit of people generally to lapse into mindlessness or daydreaming when they've got too many stresses in the present. When they take a moment and relax, the default brain network, this midbrain area, which is well situated between sort of our emotional competencies and our logical visionary competencies, that default brain network may just go into a zone of lapse and circling around and so on. But when we're appreciative, that brain system orients towards connection. It's like mindfulness. As soon as we really appreciate what the present moment is giving us, we can start to do linkage, real linkage across the whole connected circuitry. And a lot of white brain aspects grow, the linkage system, and we just get more present. So this old lapse into mindlessness or a wandering mind becomes less and less, and our ability to genuinely be present and appreciative is there now, here now.
Yeah, mindfulness was actually a word that came to mind to me as you were talking about this. And I think what I'm wondering about there is the default pattern is the default pattern kind of for a reason, right? Our brain loves to save energy. Our brain loves to see patterns everywhere, and and kind of do a lot with a little. Do a lot of output, a lot of insight with a little energy consumed. So if that's the case, if that's where we tend to go, especially nowadays or in general, when our work lives, our online lives, and everything is meant to kind of keep us busy, keep us reacting, not really thinking all that much. How can we take a step back from that? How can we create the space to be present if it does take the energy that some of us feel like we don't have that right now?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. See, as soon as we're grateful, we're present. Think of moments when you're grateful. If you pause now for a moment and just think of a couple of things that have happened today that you feel happy about, that you're grateful for. I do this at the end of the day, every day. You need to be fully present to do that, not get lost in this event or that event, but just simply to notice, hey, I'm here now with this life I love that I really can taste and smell and hear and feel and enjoy with others. So that quality becomes more and more available, and the distraction quality becomes less and less, because distractions are like empty space. They don't really fill us. We go into yatter. We might have different roles that talk inside us about this role or that role and this event or that event. But when we come out of them, we forget all that. It's not like presence. We're not building anything. So I've got all sorts of yattering herds inside of me of thought systems, but that doesn't mean I want to listen to them.
The Russian radio for the people that kind of get the inside reference.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it okay if I tell one quick story about what happened to me today, or almost happened to my wife? And as a
Go ahead.
result, I went deeply into gratitude. So we went out just 3-4 hours ago to get to pick up pizza for dinner. And we came back down the driveway, and my wife dropped her phone. She was walking next to me. I was carrying our baby boy. And then I hear another floom, a really weird one. I thought, did she really drop her phone again? It did. It sounded really different. And we look around, and it was a bird, a big bird, like the size of a duck, that had fallen from the sky with a lot of speed and landed about a half meter next to my wife. And it was there was a thunderstorm going on, so we don't know if it was struck by lightning or something, but something falling from the sky landing on your head is never a good sign, even if it's a bird, right? Even if it's relatively light, but even if it's just 2-3 kilos, that can have really dire consequences. And so
Yeah.
it was just one of those moments where, you say, well, I'm not in control of everything. Every given moment, a piano could fall on your head, that sort of thing. But it really almost happened. And it's just one of those moments where it's just, I am so happy that we're all okay. I am so incredibly grateful that we're able to have this pizza in peace and are not in the emergency room right now or something like that. Yeah, I just wanted to share that because it's been occupying my mind ever since.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. What happened to the bird? Dead bird?
Yeah, very, very much so.
Oh,
It was not
got it.
pretty. Sorry for
Oh,
that image, but it was just, yeah. Um,
yeah. Well, I appreciate you noticing, taking time, and sharing, your daily process of really finding inside that warm-hearted appreciation.
and that is a desire that we have, isn't it? Gratitude is amplified so much when we share it. It becomes, it's almost like a declaration. It becomes more real. It becomes something that yeah, fills us even more. At least I have that feeling. And then especially when we're grateful for somebody, not just for something, but for somebody, and we take the time to thank them.
Well, may I talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely, yes.
Because the expression of appreciation is really important to the people around us. I'm the president of a company. And the one thing that people miss the most in life is the experience that others are really grateful for who they are, the people that they work for, the people they serve. Um, we want to know that what we do is valued. And when others give us that, it makes a huge difference. But people don't express appreciation very much unless they take time with gratitude themselves. The mind just goes past that whole pattern, and they're taking it so much for granted, it never gets spoken. If we express real appreciation, it needs to be authentic. And we only become authentic with it when it's in the mindset of gratitude. If we ourselves are taking time for gratitude each day, it's so much easier to say to someone else our authentic appreciation.
Yeah. And that, by the way, is also very helpful in the work context. So I've been studying this book very much recently, the new Gallup book, and
Ah,
there's amazing statistics in here how virtual teams can very much outperform teams that are on site. But what it takes is feedback, lots and lots of feedback, and not just feedback about what's going wrong, but also about what's going right. Right, and there we go into gratitude and appreciation.
okay. Well, I'll say a little more then, because feedback, the essence of what worked well, if we speak about that, uh, needs to be given not only authentically, it needs to be something that is genuinely specific enough that people can feel like their efforts make a difference. And it doesn't work for us human beings if someone's grateful for the things that we're not particularly feeling represent us, or if they're generally grateful. Um, we want to be noticed for what we specifically love to contribute, what's in our purpose, and how we're doing that. And it makes a big difference if other people see that. That's what coaching is all about, often assisting people to put on the glasses of seeing others with real, genuine awareness of who's on that team and why they're making such a big contribution. And giving them the kind of gratitude that is specific and well tuned to that person's contribution.
Yeah. And as we're talking about it, I'm very grateful for everybody that's watching us right now. Just calling out, we have people from Turkey, from the US, from Germany, from Iran, from the Netherlands, South Africa, via Argentina. Hi, Thea, long time. New Zealand, wow, it's probably
Ooh.
early, right? It's not even late anymore. It's early already. Spain, Nairobi. So very, very grateful for everybody that's here with us. And somebody going by the name of Kiwi Canuck. I'm almost sure that's not your legal name. says, I'm a workplace well-being practitioner, so noticing the value of what you're saying. So thank you very much for chiming in. Somebody is also joining us from Bosnia. So yeah, amazing. Marilyn, do you want to do an exercise with people? Do you want to give a quick idea of what practicing gratitude might feel and look like?
I can certainly talk about what I do. Now, that might be different. It might have a different taste or feel for you because, mindfulness shows up in a lot of ways. So specifically, I link gratitude into my mindfulness practice. For example, every meal that my husband and I, and often our family, have, we stop and say grace. Now, what is grace? It's pausing and just really noticing the abundance of our life, that we get these delicious tastes and these delicious moments with each other. And it's something in the moment. It's not some kind of rote. It's like, here we are together now. What are we grateful for now? And we speak it. So that's one thing. Another area that you may find as valuable as I do is natural world gratitude. I go on lots of walks. That's my exercise if the weather allows. And if I'm climbing a mountain, I'm looking at the trees, I'm looking at the different landscapes and the plants of different types, and I am experiencing gratitude and also for my body, healthy, well, going. So I take time for that, just to feel it. See, gratitude is something we need to feel. It's a form of presence. And when we make it present, then the wandering mind says bye-bye. We're in present moment appreciation. Now, a third one that I do some of the time is taking time at the end of the day to just notice, what were the special moments today? What am I grateful for today? I used to keep a gratitude journal and literally wrote them down for about 2 years. It's a big journal I've got over here. I've got it still. And I still add to it.
Well, that looks nice.
But it's falling apart. It's been well used.
Lots of gratitude flow through it, yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things I highly recommend. Start with a gratitude journal. Give yourself, a 5-minute exercise at the end of the day. What do I appreciate that happened to me today? And that can lead to certain questions. There's all the questions of, what am I most happy about in my life right now? What's going on that makes me feel happy? And on it goes. What kind of love am I feeling in my life right now? See, from Milton Erickson, we got a real understanding that love can be understood as professionalism. Love as genuine professionalism in our response to others, depending on what kind of service you do, as a coach perhaps, or as a person working in any field. Your professionalism is a way of saying, you matter, this is important to me, and I practice that. So the noticing your values and your vision every day is a fourth way. What is the form of professionalism that you're committed to? What quality do you want to bring to your work? All a form of gratitude.
Yeah, our professionalism as an expression of love, as an expression of making a difference in people's lives and giving them appreciation. Yeah, we all want to make a difference, right? That is why the vision level is the top of the logical levels, because we really want to make a difference. A client of mine says that making a dent in the universe, a positive dent, a beautiful dent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we get more of what
Now, add one more thing there, because we need to appreciate ourselves as well. See, if we can ask the question, well, what have I given today? And appreciate our own efforts. That also creates a gratitude mindset. That's really important. Just like, what did I learn today? Because sometimes the stressors, if we give gratitude for those, whoa, that really moves us along. What did I learn from that today?
Yeah, that I feel is probably not easy for some people, right? So I'm teaching a course about emotional resilience where I use the gratitude journal as a core component. And I've had some students recently come up to me and say, I had nothing to be grateful for. This year sucked. I lost loved ones. I've only been sitting around at home. I haven't seen anybody. I have nothing to be grateful for. How am I supposed to be doing this exercise? What would you say?
Well, just simply that. Now, there's a lot of ways to step into it according to that person's style and pattern. And if they're a total mismatcher, I would start by talking about, gratitude in the negative. Not everybody wants to just jump into gratitude now. Probably you will take your time and just begin to notice how just this moment makes a difference to your life. And be grateful even for looking forward, from learning now to really go for what's important to you. And on it goes, some way to bring them in through the back door.
Yeah. Starting to begin. Richard does this always very, very nicely. How would you start to think about beginning to get going or something like that? Just is really softening it up. I I think it comes down to you get more of what you pay attention to, right? I recently heard this comparison of the brain is like a magpie. The magpies are these birds that love the shiny things and that collect everything and put it in their nest. And so everything that the brain notices, it puts in its catalog, basically in its resource, and what it draws on when you judge things. And so if you pay attention to the good things in your life, you start noticing more good things. It's kind of like this virtuous cycle. And if you know you will be taking time in the evening to write your gratitude diary, if you don't want to be sitting there scratching your head for 10 minutes, you will be already looking out throughout the day for things that you can already write down. And this way, you use the brain's laziness to your advantage. So it's, yeah, if you just put your mind to it in a way, it becomes really, really wonderful.
Right. And the neuroscientists really have shown how quickly this grows connectors. This is one of the best practices available for finding inner balance and just leaving behind old bouts of depression or difficulty and moving into that next phase.
Wonderful. Liga from Latvia is writing, I'm growing in my gratitude daily, appreciating ups and downs in the lockdown life and learning a lot about myself. Yeah. It takes a lot of patience, and stepping out in the coach position really helps. Thank you for the focus on it this evening. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Liga. Marilyn, I know that we only have you for 30 minutes tonight, and rather than being sad that you're not with us for 60 minutes, we will be intensely grateful for the 30 minutes that you have given us. What is something that you would like people to take away with? If there's just one thing that people remember, what would you like them to take from today?
Well, it might be a little formula. The more you give, the more you get. You all know that one. Love is something just to give it away. You don't experience it, however, until you give it. That's the interesting thing with appreciation. See, to feel something, we need to feel the connectivity with it. So giving appreciation to others really assists us to feel the gratitude mindset that we want to build. And that means even if you don't feel it, if you go out and do it, it allows that being quality to grow. So some of you may know about the be, do, have connection. Sometimes, as Milton says, you have to pretend something to master it. So you need to pretend to be grateful for the moment and pretend that you actually are feeling that appreciation that you're giving to someone else. You may give it and say, I know about it, but some people take a while to grow the feeling of appreciation. So give yourself appreciation for just speaking your appreciation. And that means you need to look and see, what specifically do I appreciate from this person today? What can I say to them that ties to their competency, the place where they are proud of their life, and speaks into that?
Wonderful.
So that's my main contribution here.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. Really grateful to have you with us and to have you share your thoughts with us today. We're going to let you go. We know we have many other things to attend to. So have a wonderful rest of the day. And we're actually going to be seeing you in early December already on the stream. So we're really looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabian.
Thank you,
and
Marilyn.
everyone else. Have a wonderful evening if you're in Europe, and a wonderful day in some other areas. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. All right. Don't run away yet, everybody, though, because I would love to take this notion of gratitude and make something out of it together, to make an exercise out of it together. I would love for you to tell us what you are grateful for. And you can certainly write it in the chat, but I actually want to go one step bigger. I would love to, whoever wants to, you can submit a video or an audio, or you can think about it and write something, and we'll compile all of that into an Erickson gratitude compilation, so that just the whole Erickson community shares with each other what they're grateful for. Because as we were talking about, it makes it so much more real. It makes it so much more powerful. And I have prepared a little video to explain what I have in mind. So here it goes.
So it's November already. November is commonly associated with gratitude in the Northern Hemisphere. And not just since North America invented Thanksgiving, but actually going back thousands of years. The days are getting much shorter, the harvest is hopefully brought in and safely stored by this point, and there are seemingly endless winter months ahead. Like so many ancient practices, there are actually some powerful psychological benefits linked with the practice of listing what we are grateful for and sharing that with each other. Now, I could talk for those benefits for a long time, but in order to stay relatively short and concise, I'll quote from a recent article by the Harvard Medical School. Gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. In the process, people usually recognize that the source of that goodness lies at least partially outside themselves. As a result, being grateful also helps people connect to something larger than themselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. In positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build stronger relationships. Sounds good, right? So light the fire, pour yourself a hot beverage, and let's come together and share our gratitude with each other. Send us a video, an audio, or drop us a few lines on what and who you are grateful for. You can talk about what you're grateful for in the bigger picture, what you're grateful for this year, or even what comes to mind for you and what you're grateful for right this moment on this day, whatever comes to your mind. So, what are the logistics? How can you participate in this? Well, you have several options. The first option would be you just post something like you normally would on your social media, on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, and you add the hashtag Erickson Live. Another option would be to connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can send me a video recording there, or you can send me a text, whatever it is that you want to choose to participate with. Please do make sure to include your name in whatever you submit and how I should describe what you do. Basically, I'm asking you to tell me what I should put in your lower third. The lower third is this down here. If you don't want any information in there, if you want it to be somewhat anonymous, then that's also completely fine. But I just want it to show up in the way that you'd like it to show up. I will do my very best to make it nice, to make a nice compilation out of it, to put some nice music below it, to illustrate it with some nice moving images. So I think it will be a very nice end result. Now, of course, it wouldn't be fair to ask you to record something and talk about something personal if I myself wouldn't be willing to do the same thing. So let me go first. Maybe it gives you some inspiration on what you might find that you can be grateful for. Let's see. I am grateful for, first of all, of course, being healthy, having gone through COVID and feeling fine, being able to be connected to friends and family, despite of all the challenges this year, but also living on dispersed over 4 different continents, just having the means to be in touch with each other. And then the fact that whenever I see family and friends, it basically feels like we've never been apart from each other. You just continue right where you left off. And that is something really, really special, I think. It's not to be taken for granted. And then I'm truly, truly grateful to be meeting so many amazing people all the time, both through my work as a coach, through doing this format and being able to interact with all of you. I am, it's a cliche, but I'm truly, truly blessed and in awe of the clients that I have, of the people that I get to work with at Erickson, of the amazing learners that come through Erickson all the time. And it gives me such hope for the future, for the planet, that when we leverage our potential and when we influence the people around us, we will change the world one conversation at a time, and it will end well. So that's it from my side. What about you? What are you grateful for?
Yes, well, there you go. What are you grateful for? Amazing how quick I can change my shirt, right? Um, just if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, Fabian Luetzig. If you want to send, like Laurie mentioned, you can write me an email. For a video, that's probably not quite going to work, but if you want to post on social media with the hashtag Erickson Live, any of these ways, I will take all of that. I will take good care of it. I will put it all into a big compilation, and we'll just. The inspiration for that is, I don't know if you've ever heard of these things, but if you go on YouTube, and it is a testament to the fact that the internet can be a wonderful place. Just I hope like this space is also something that brings people joy and resources. Look for random acts of kindness. The keywords random acts of kindness on YouTube. And I dare you to not have a tear or two roll down your face. It is unbelievable what witnessing kindness and in the same vein, witnessing gratitude does for us. We have these mirror neurons. We are hardwired to imitate the feelings that we see others experiencing as a way of understanding them. And so it goes a little bit to the fact of what Marilyn was saying towards the end there, that sometimes you might have to pretend that you're grateful for something, or you pretend that you're being kind to somebody. If you're seeing something, it's real for the brain. It's the same as if you're in a real interaction with somebody. So by creating this gratitude compilation, we are making it easier for each other and also for people that will see that to experience that gratitude. It is this crutch in a way. It is these training wheels. It is the bunny slope, whatever metaphor you want to use, for people to use to get even better at practicing gratitude. So that's the goal of this. That's the aim. So if you want to be a part of that, I would be very grateful, obviously. So again, just post something on your social media with the hashtag Erickson Live, or connect with me on LinkedIn under this name, and send me a video or something along those lines. Or just, if you want to figure something else out, just send me an email. If you say, I want to be a part of this, I don't know how, send me an email and I will let you know. And yeah, I would just love if by the end of November we have a 3 to 5 minute video where we have several people sharing what they're grateful for, and as I said, make something beautiful out of it that is a bit polished and just nice to look at. That whenever life inevitably gets us down at some point, we can look at that video, for example, and see ourselves in the past being grateful for something, or the people that we might not know personally, but we know they're part of the Erickson cosmos, of the Erickson family, and just bathing in that gratitude that everybody has and everybody shows, and just notice that, as Albert Einstein would say, that the universe is a kind place. Einstein said the fundamental question that we need to ask is the universe a kind place? And if it is, then we can be nice to each other, and we can be grateful for things, and it's a pleasant life, basically, if we decide the universe is a kind place. So ultimately, I want this to be our humble little contribution to make people aware that the universe is a kind place by sharing, pooling, and displaying our gratitude together. Okay, I hope you feel inspired. Think a little bit about, just right now, what have you been grateful for today? It is so transformative. And if you keep that up for 3 weeks, you will feel so different. I can promise you that. So let us know how that goes. Get in touch with your gratitude contribution. Much love from Nairobi. Good to see a lot of you out in the chat and as viewers that I haven't seen in a long time. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of the year. Stay safe and keep changing the world one conversation at a time.